Fuck you, Ozzy. You are a little bitch.
I want to see some fucking crazy shit from you guys tonight.
Yo, it's me, Svdden Death.
We're in San Diego at Coin Op here in this game room. Pretty much the 90s throwback room right here. We got VHS porn tapes, power gloves, and all that good shit. Do you remember the first show you ever went to, dubstep-wise?
First time I ever heard dubstep, I actually did not like it, and it was like 2007. My friend was like listening to some BBC radio, and like it was just so weird to me and different that I just didn't understand it. And I didn't really give it the time of day until like I started hearing more stuff from by like Scream. And then like when I heard Resco, the song that got me into dubstep and listening to it and starting to go to like dubstep shows was Resco Jehovah. And I was like, yo, this song is, or like the style of music is crazy.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you if you had any influences from them. Like, those are some deep cuts, dude, like Caspa.
Now, wake the fuck
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Big
Scream
time.
especially.
Scream's
like,
one of my favorite artists of all time.
hands down. Like, what would you, I guess, describe your style as?
It takes influence from rhythm and tear out, bro step, just like heavy sound design oriented stuff. I guess there's no actual name for the genre, but it's basically like what is popular now.
Is there names for certain sounds that are used in dubstep? It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's like names that we just like come up with for certain things. You know, like you'll have like a yoy, like a long bass, so you call them long boys.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, we just have like
long
stupid
boys.
vernacular for like random things that we just come up with. But
That's tight.
I'm not sure if it really translates to anything actually as meaningful.
I just saw the video you posted for Behemoth. The crowd is doing the sound to your song, right? And then as it drops, da-da-da, da-da-da. That shit was tight.
I love like really engaging with the audience. I mean, it's to me it's more than DJing, because like describing the experience of like actually like eliciting a response from a crowd, it's just the most amazing feeling ever. Also like being like, yo, get in that pit right there, you know, and then they do it. Sick.
So do you still mosh and stuff like that? I saw like on the one show at Snails, you got into the crowd and like, you know, they had the pit and stuff. Like, do you do that often to shows, or is it kind of hard?
I used to do it for like every show. Like when I was touring with Yaks, I would hop in the pit every single time, and then when I was touring with AFK, I would hop in the pit like probably every other show. I kept on getting concussions, and so like I kind of realized that it's like a bad idea. Like when I was touring with Snails, like that was like my first real experience with like crowd surfing and like doing all this kind of stuff. But the thing is that it's kind of dangerous, because like you can get like sued crazy, you know what I mean?
Fuck, yeah,
so that's why I just stopped doing it. Plus, you don't want to like hurt some kids just like by being like, I don't know, an idiot on stage. I've definitely done some intentionally stupid shit. Like in France, this kid threw a bottle at my face, and he missed because I dodged it. I saw who did it. I ran up on him and I jump kicked him in the face.
Oh fuck! Like both legs? Or
Yeah.
just like, oh fuck.
But then he like, I got him back up and he was like, yeah, that was sick. I was like, well, you threw a bottle at my face, so you deserved it. But you're okay, so it's fine.
What would you recommend to anyone who's working and wants to break through and be like the next producer?
Just really, really, really hone in on what you want to do with music and do whatever the fuck you want, because otherwise it's not going to be genuine. I mean, for me personally, like I've taken a lot of influences from other people. Obviously, I make a genre that already exists, so it's not like I just came up with some crazy new thing. For me, like dubstep was not popular at all when I first got into it, especially like heavy dubstep. Like you play that out at any kind of club, people would just leave. Like I never really expected that to be successful, but I loved it, and I think that's what has like helped me carry my career. Simply because like I actually really enjoy what I'm doing, and I think that's also how you just make good music in general. If you don't enjoy it, then there's no point. That's just what I would say to most people, is just like, don't really care if it really isn't working out for you. If you like it, then it will be genuine, and that's what makes it art. You know what I mean?
Some people are gonna fuck with it, but maybe it might be in a whole other part of the world, you know? Like,
before dubstep was really popular in the United States again, Like, I got booked out of the U.S. before I played any shows outside of California. That's all the French people, dude. They were all about the heavy shit. Yeah.
I
Montreal
love
and Paris, like, those are the places that I got booked first.
Vape Nation!
What was a time, very memorable time, where you collaborated with someone you were a fan of?
I've definitely worked with and, like, gotten to become friends with people that I, like, kind of, like, grew up listening to. I'm already a fucking adult, you know what I mean? When it comes to, like, influences and shit, like, I've worked with a lot of, like, some of my favorite artists. Whether or not those songs actually ever came out is a different story. But, like, you know, I've written songs with, like, some of my favorite artists, like Fizo, Space Laces, Samplifier, who was, like, one of my biggest influences coming in the scene. Must Die, who's one of my favorite artists of all time, especially within dubstep. Borgor.
Yeah, Borgor is a originator, I think, especially with a certain hard and crunchy sound. What are some of the things you like to do whenever you come down here?
Yeah, there's like an infinite amount of things that you can do. Like
Yeah.
I used to come down here a lot. Worked with my buddy Ulusile a lot, and I'd come and stay at his house at least like once a month. My association with San Diego is just like going here and learning a lot from him and just like working on music and stuff. I mean, there's so many like cool bars and like cool things to do over here, man.
Like this cool one we're in right here.
Yeah, this
Coin
one's
Up.
sick.
Thank you for letting us use this room. Maybe please sponsor. Any upcoming show?
No tour yet. I'm working on a tour for the end of this year. I just have a ton of music coming out. Svdden Death EP that's going to be coming out hopefully this summer. And then I have like another thing for Void, which is like simplified version of the kind of the shit that I do. So like Behemoth and stuff like that. I'm coming out with another EP for that, assuming it's perfect. Both of them have to be perfect. I obsess over my music like crazy.
Yeah.
Like as of like this year, I basically haven't put out anything just because I've just been working.
That was another question I was going to ask. How many versions would you say there is of like a track you're working on?
It depends, because like
Yeah.
sometimes I can get a good like a good song and it comes out perfectly like the first, second, third. I mean, like I have to always go back and like kind of rework it, just make sure it sounds right. Also, a lot of the time my music sounds like crap. You know, it takes a lot. A lot of my more like complex songs, the one I just came out with had probably like 20 different versions and like fucking like 300, 400 tracks in it. That one is a little bit excessive because there's just like a lot going on with it.
A lot of hours have been put and blood, sweat, and tears into Icor, so go listen to that shit. Anything you're currently listening to, or who you would put someone on? Like, oh man, you guys should check this out.
There's a lot of artists out there right now. Dubstep had a bit of a stalling period at the beginning of this year where it kind of felt like everything got stale really fast.
Yeah.
Through that, I feel like a lot of people started working like crazy in order to make things different again.
Yeah.
And I've seen like so much progress from like a lot of my friends. My homie Samim Sound, he's coming out with a new EP. It's super different. He takes a lot of influence from like Porter Robinson and
Okay, hell yeah.
but also does like dubstep. It's like a great combination of both things. My homie Ulusile, like his new music's like super crazy. And same with like Uber, like Yax. All my good friends are really working hard. People I'd put on right now, Digitus, you're gonna hear a lot of really cool shit from him. Executioner, Ominous, most underrated dubstep and producer of all time. Also probably like top 3 dubstep producers of all time.
Shit, yeah, I gotta check him out then.
Basic, he's really coming out with original shit. Yari, he's cool. He's like a child currently.
Right?
Yeah, and like, but his music's like really good.
Are you gaming at all either?
The only games I really play right now are games on the Switch. So
Okay.
I play Super Smash Bros. Like
Yeah.
that's like my shit.
And of course, is that where you got the name from too?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Svdden Death came from Super Smash Bros.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's what it was, but I couldn't find anything solid of you like saying that or reading it, so I was like, I have to confirm. Svdden Death, Smash Bros. Confirmed.
I spend so many hours on that game, but I'm actually horrible at it.
That's so funny, man. I was hoping they would have it. I'm like, dude, that'd be so sick, right? We're just playing like fucking Smash Bros. And then I'm like, dude, but I don't play at all.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just be like, worked. Thank you again, Svdden Death. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.